Hello, my friend. My name is Paulie, one of the co-founders here of Extreme Lifestyles Network. Welcome to how to make a capture page. This is a training video. I'm going to teach you guys how to design your own custom capture page to use in the XLN system here. So we give you a bunch of capture pages in your system here under capture pages. But you might want to design your own. You might want to get creative. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So let's get started. First thing you want to do is go up to the page wizard here and click on Capture Page Wizard. All right, clicked on that. Give the computer a few seconds. Now there's two ways to make capture pages. There's the easy way where we give you a whole bunch of preloaded backgrounds and forms and add copy and buttons and everything, where within a minute's time you can make your own, or you could customize your own. But let's go with the easy way first. All right, I'm going to show you how to put together a capture page in less than a minute. All right, and then after we make that capture page, we will come back and I will show you how to customize your own. Okay, so let's get started. So as you can see, I'm on this page now. We give you a bunch of images and we're going to pick an image, say this one. We pick this image, we go down to the bottom, save your selection. Now it's going to bring us to this page. We have all sorts of ad copy for you. We'll grab this one, kind of as eye-catching with the red, 100,000 a year. We will go down to the bottom here, save your selection. Now it's going to bring you to this page right here. There's transparency, horizontal, and vertical positions. Okay, what does this mean? All right, this is your form box. Right now, transparency is you can make your form box non-transparent at all at 100%. Or you could go to 0 and make it totally transparent, that the ad copy will show up in thin air with no form box. All right. However you want to do it, play with it. I don't know what kinds of designs or looks you like, but you have the ability to do it any way you want. All right. So I like a little transparency so you guys could see, so that I'll work with that. All right, now I don't want it in the middle because the lady is kind of in the middle on the beach. So I want to put this form box off to the right a little bit. How do I do that? We use the horizontal. We go over to the right a little bit. Okay, maybe a little more and that should be a perfect position. Vertical, I don't play with too much with vertical because once you put the ad copy in, it's kind of centered already. So once you put the ad copy in and then the way to put your information, your name and email address, and the join button or whatever button you're using, it kind of balances out in the middle. You know, it's like you don't have to do anything. If you play with the vertical where you're going up too high, and then your box will start up higher because your content is going to bring it lower. Okay, so it's kind of centered right there. So I kind of leave it. The ad copy, this box will be automatically centered. So I don't really play with vertical. So let's proceed. And then first name, email. That's what we're putting in there, right there, okay? Some people like to use phone numbers. I will tell you this, if you use phone numbers, capture pages, you probably get less leads, but you get better leads because, not better leads, but at least if people are putting in their true phone numbers, then you have the ability to call them, which is a nice little feature. So you may not get as many leads because some people don't like to put in their phone number or put in a fake phone number. So it's your discretion what you want to do. I just go with first name and email. I don't bother with phone numbers because I like to get more leads, and then I'll be able to convert. I build relationships through the email and stuff. So I use first name, email. So I'll proceed. And then it's just a button. We got a whole bunch here. What I want to do is just show me more. Use that one. Proceed. And here's a tagline. This will go like under your ad copy and above your information, your name and email box. So we could use a little tagline here, and like say, see amazing proof on the next page, which is like a call to action kind of tagline. And there it is. Okay, here's your background picture. Here's your form box we created, and see it kind of centered itself because it was like only like this big before. So as you added this stuff in, it's centered and put in all that information. So the form box is nicely centered. It's transparent. You can see the water and the sky. Here's your ad copy. Here's that tagline. Here's your first name and email, and the Show Me Now button. You're done. Easy, quick, fast, right? So let's go back. Let me show you something. Once you have that created, you want to go back to the members area. You can hit members area right back there. Now, how do you find that page? All right. You find it under my. You could go here, or you could go here. Let's go here. And we'll do the next one in the other spot. Capture pages. Go over here, down to the bottom, where it says My Capture Pages, because you just created it. So it's My Capture Pages now. It's not one of ours, which is those down below. So go to My Capture Pages, and you will see the one that, here, all you have to do is click on the picture. That's the one we just made, right? Okay. Here's your URL, your long URL. All right, but say you just made this, you want to make it your primary, right? So let's go back to My Capture Pages here. We're going to make this my primary. All right, now once you click on that, it's going to bring you don't have to do anything, it'll bring you right here. So as you can see, here's your primary page. You could visit your page there, and boom, there it is. Now, your URL would be different now, because once you make your capture page as your primary, it is your system's URL. ExtremeLifestylesNetwork.com/your username. Okay, I'm in a test account right now, so of course I just made my username is test1 for this test account. So, but it would be whatever your username is. If you put in, you signed up in the system and your name is John Smith, it would be /John Smith. But once you make this capture page your primary, it's your capture page URL up here. Okay. Now, if you're running traffic and you got different capture pages you're using in different areas, you always want to go to tracking here and make tracking links. Okay. Once you make, if your capture page is not your URL here and you're making tracking links, it's going to be the longer URL. All right. But watch the video down below, how to create a tracking or campaign link, and it'll teach you how to all do that. This video is strictly for how to design your own capture pages, so I just want to keep it to that video. But learn how, when you're advertising and you're testing different capture pages, you always want to track that. So always make tracking links. But the capture pages that we're making right now, of course, you're going to make your primary, or else it's just going to sit in your capture pages library over there. So, and you could edit here also. So if you wanted to edit this, you could go back here, and it'll bring you back to this spot right here, and you would want to edit here, like if you're advertising Four Corners or something like that, you have to change the follow-up emails or the redirects. What you do here is go to settings, and right here, active is Four Corners. Here's all the other opportunities and the follow-ups we have installed for you. If you have your own follow-up messages that you've created, and you could watch in the training videos here too, up here, training videos. We have some videos in there how to create your own follow-up emails. It would, once you name it, it'll list in here and say you're using it for whatever, another opportunity, whatever it is. you would just click on that. But for, say I'm using this for Four Corners, it's active. You also could put where you want that page redirected to. So say you want to make this capture page for another opportunity, right? Say you have another opportunity and you have a presentation page where you could redirect them to, you would put that link right there, okay? So if you want them redirected to there, that's where it would go. After they put their name and email address in, you would want that page to go whatever presentation page you want that person to go to, okay? Then always go down to here, save the changes, all right? But if you're using it for one of our opportunities, you would put one of your links, of course, in whatever you're using. So if you're using, say, let me show you. Let's go back. If you're using Four Corners, you would put this presentation page. That's why we have these presentation pages here. You would put that link here. Or if you're using National Wealth Center, you would put that sales presentation page link in there. Okay. You also, well, I showed you guys how to link your accounts in this video here, so make sure you watch this video of linking your accounts. But when you make these pages, it will always go, this would be, wherever you redirect this capture page to, this would be the first place it redirects to. So if you leave this empty, it will go to whatever you have it set up under your personal info. Okay, so if I'm going to just go into personal info here, show you real quick, because this is important, right? Whatever you have this set at, if you leave it blank in the capture page, it's going to bring it to that sales page, whatever you have it there. So if you are doing one of our opportunities inside our system, all right, either it be Four Corners or National Wealth Center, and you are making pages, capture pages, just for those two opportunities, you don't have to put it into the settings in the capture pages. It's already going to redirect to whatever you're promoting, right? If you're promoting another opportunity that you're making a special capture page for, then yes, make sure you redirect that to another opportunities presentation page, because if you don't have this filled in here, it's going to go to the one under your personal info. I hope you're with me on there, okay? Go to settings. So if it was another opportunity, point that redirect there, okay? So this is always going to redirect. If you fill it in here as first, it's always going to go to this redirect first, okay? If you have it blank, it's always going to go to the second spot, which is under your personal info, okay? All right, so just keep that in mind, all right? If it's under settings and you put a link in there under settings, then it's going to that one. If you're leaving it blank, it's going to the personal info one, all right? So I hope that cleared that up for you. All right, so we made that the easy way. So let's get into a little more custom field, all right? So what we want to do is go back to Capture Page Wizard, and now we're going to customize our own the way we want it, all right? Maybe you got a background, maybe you got your own ad copy, your own buttons, you could do all that. All right, so as you can see to the right here, you could upload your own image. Now, I will say this. If you're uploading your own image, make sure, number one, they're in HD quality. Number two, it's wallpaper size. No smaller than 1920, okay? Has to be that size, 1920 and up. All right, so choose the file and make sure I have background pictures I already saved. For time purposes, I'm just going to go into my background pictures, which is right here, and I'm just going to pick, say, let's just pick this one, 1920 in size. Okay, open. We're going to proceed. See, it loaded it right in there. Proceed. And now it's going to bring you to your form box. Okay, now there's the back seat picture, and here's the size, guys. If you missed the size that I just stated, you need 1920 by 1080. Okay, wallpaper size. All right, so here's that picture, that image, HD quality. Now it's always going to give you this. Okay, now it's going to be solid blue. There's border around here. There's drop shadow around here, as you can see. But we're going to clean this up and we're going to make it, customize it to the way I want it to be. All right, so let's start from the top down. As you can see, it's blue because it's blue here. Now I use like either white or like a dark gray, blackish kind of backgrounds. Okay, white is always FFF, 6 Fs I think, and always click there. See, that's white. Black is 6 zeros. All right, click there. Now I got a black screen. I'm not going to go fully black. I'm kind of going to go on the darker gray. So I'm going to put my mouse over there, click on the buttons onto the black area, and what I want to do is take this shade here and see how it's real dark gray right there. I'm kind of going to go with that. You know, scroll down a little bit. See, it's nice and dark gray. Right? So what's the next thing? I want to go to width. Okay? Now, I know I have some ad copy that I already have pre-written. But I know I need this box wider to fit it all. So what I like to do is I like to go to width and maybe bring it out to 530 something, because I know that's a size. Guys, you got to play with these form boxes and stuff, all right? You're probably not going to get this on the first try. I've made a few. The more you work with this, the more you get comfortable, the more you could get through it quicker. But it's fun to learn this. This doesn't take much time, and you guys could really create some nice stuff here. So I know I want to make a form box. I got a 543, as you can see. That is probably a little too wide. Maybe I go to 530. Now, you always could bring it over here and go down that way. All right, let's go 533. All right, that's probably a... I think I need a little wider because of my text. Let's go 540. Okay, good size. All right, so now I brought this wider. All right, now all I want to do is transparency. Right, transparency like on the first capture page. It's either 100 or 0. See, it's not there no more. It's totally transparent. You can actually see it now because the borders are up and stuff. So you could actually have that text go on right onto the picture, but I don't want to do that. All right, I want some transparency there. Let's just say 43. That's along a little light side. Let's go 55, a little on the light side because I got some text I want to add. 60. How's that looking? That's still a little light for what I want to do. Sometimes it's not. All right, let's go 70. All right, still got that dark color there where my ad content is going to show up nicely, but I also could see the background. I could see the water, the mountains. All right. What I want to do is my roundness is next. I don't like, here, as you can see, let me show you here. Pay attention to the bottom here, why I use this. As I go up, it's going to get rounder. All right, you can make this form box any way you want, but I just set it at 0, and I like it square. See how it's squared up? Nice. All right, then I'm going to go to border. All right, I'm not going to leave this blue border in here, so I'm going to make that 0. All right, so now you see that disappeared, and now there's only a drop shadow left, as you can see the outsides, right? And I want to take that drop shadow away. So now it's a nice square, clean gray box, dark gray box. If you want a little drop shadow on it, you could like add a couple, maybe 3 there. See how it brings it out a little bit, but I want to keep nice clean lines. Okay, so 0, nice clean. All right, now what I want to do is I kind of want to move this box to the right a little bit because I don't want it dead center. This background picture is kind of featured right in here with the beach and everything. So I kind of want to let people see that. All right. So once again, we're going to move it to the right like on the other one. And that is probably maybe a little more to the right. Again, see more of the beach. And that's probably perfect. Okay. So it's right on the right hand side. We're ready to go. All right. You see the beach there. Nice. All right. So after that, we're going to hit proceed. We got everything, our form box where we want it, looking the way we want it, right? It's going to bring us to, once again, the first name and the email. That's the only two I use. Like I said before, some people like phone number, but I just go with that. Proceed. Now, it's going to bring me to the buttons. We got to add a button. Now, you can add your own button. If you have downloaded a button on your computer, just go there, and you're going to choose wherever you saved it. But for time purposes of this video, let's just choose one we have here already. Let's show me more. All right, proceed. Now, this you guys need to pay attention to. All right, this all has to do with your content inside your form box or outside your form box. It has to do with all your form box. All right, let's go through this. Above form box, outside box. Okay, as you can see, it says no there. This is where you want your content showing up. So we have our form box here. Now, if you want some ad copy to show above, outside the form box on the top, you choose that. I don't do that. So we have some capture pages like that, and you could probably notice if you go in your capture pages, the one we've made, which ones those are. Okay, but I like to stay inside the form boxes. So I like my content above where you put your name and email address in. So that's the next one in line. Above form box, inside box, which is right there. I want to hit the drop down menu and use the WYSIWYG. That's where we're going to add our content. Okay. I'm also going to use below the join button inside the box, which is the next one in line, because that's where I put we hate spam, we respect your privacy. Okay. I always like to add that on my capture pages because it makes people feel comfortable to put their name and email address in. Okay. That it's not, their information is not going to be shared. Okay. And then below the form, outside the box would be, of course, below your form box, outside the box on the bottom. Okay? So, once again, it's all depending where you want ad copy. If you want some stuff saying, if you want to like put a saying up there, like to capture somebody's attention, you would also pick this as WYSIWYG, but you know, you choose what you want, all right? In this video, I'm just doing above the name and email, and below the join, the button, but inside the box, okay? And that's how we're going to choose it with the WYSIWYG. So we're going to proceed there, and we are going to start putting our content in, all right? So as you can see, there's two WYSIWYG boxes here, okay? Why? Because there's our top one above the name and the email, and there's below the button where we're going to put the spam. We hate spam, all right? So let's do that first. We hate spam. So we highlight that. We hate spam, because this is easy. We respect your privacy. That just makes people feel comfortable putting their information in. That's all. Okay? So what we want to do is center this. All right? So we're going to highlight it. As you can see, you got a whole toolbar up here, okay, and we'll go through the most important ones. All right, so we want to center this, align center. If you hover over it, it'll tell you what it is. Hover your mouse over it. Okay, now it's there. All right, I know by making capture pages, I kind of need to hit backspace to bring it up a line. All right, so it's not like sitting right down at the bottom of the form box. I want a kind of little space in between that. And I also need to be this a little bigger. And I want to change the font. So here's your fonts, whole bunch of them, okay, all different kinds. And here's all your font sizes. So this is what you're going to play with the most, actually, because this is the stuff is going to, depending on your width of your form box, can really get tricky at times. Okay, so this is stuff you gotta play with, but I kind of know these sizes already, so I kind of use Book Antique there, and then my font size is going to be like a 14 for that. Okay, now I have to remember something. I have a grayish kind of form box, right? So if I use black, probably not going to show up too well. So I need to use like a white or a lighter color, like maybe a yellow. So here's your text color. Here's your background color. What's your background color? That's if you want to say, you want to make, oh, you got to always highlight it. Say you want to make a background color like that. See how it makes that color? Now you would have to make this like a lighter color in here so it shows up. I don't play around with background colors too much. I always leave it on white. Oh, I gotta highlight it. Always highlight it. Okay, make it white. What I do here? We hate. How did that happen? All right. We gotta fix this. Hold on again. A second, guys. I must have dragged it or something. Okay, we hate spam. We respect your privacy. Let's move that. We respect your privacy. Okay, so let's just check everything. Let's go here. It's on 14 antique. Now we're going to make this the color. All right. So we know we need a lighter color, something that stands out. I like yellow. Let's use yellow, and that's there. Okay. So as you can see, we hate spam. We respect your privacy in yellow. Now we're going to go up to here. This is your main content. Now you could type it out. You could paste an image in there. You could upload an image on your content. You do that there. Say if you have an image already that you could just, you know, put in there, then put it in there. Just keep in mind your transparency of your form. Okay, if you're using white or black and that kind of background has on that image, you could use that. If it's a transparency of you know, a half, it's going to look funny. So for demonstration purposes only, because, and to save some time, I already have one kind of written out that I could take already. So I'm going to highlight something I already did. This is from another capture page. I'm going to hit Control-C on my laptop. Okay, it's going to copy that. I'm going to go back to my, oh, that's the other one I made. I'm going to go back to here. Now, we could bring this, we could center this a different way. Let's get rid of, highlight, put your content here, backspace, get rid of it. And let's just go up to the align center and let's start that right from scratch, right from the beginning. So see your mouse, your spot is blinking right in the center. And what I'm going to do is hit Control V to copy this right into the WYSIWYG. Okay, as you can see, there's my content that I just did. Now, I will tell you this, guys. This probably takes the longest because you have all kinds of different fonts. Like on this particular one we made, if you copy that, this is to Tahoma 30 point in size. Okay, this is a different size. This is Tahoma 14 point, but we put it in an italic. Okay, you could bold, you could underline. Okay, go through all these here. Now, the one in red here, we have in Verdania at 18 points in font size. Okay, all your colors are here too, right? Text color, drop down menu. You could either customize them too. All right. So there's a lot to do here. There's also another light writing here. I know it's there, but it's in white. Because it's a gray. Remember I said the form box is gray in color. You need a light color, so we made it white here. I'll show you, but I'll show you how we could change in the color so you know it's there. But this is all the ad copy that's going on to that capture page, along with the We Hate Spam. All right, this all got to be centered. This is stuff you need to play around with. It may take you a few times, but once you get to this point, you could always save the changes, view the page, and come back here and edit this stuff, okay? If you mess up in the earlier stages, you have to you can't go back and edit it, all right? You have to kind of delete the page and start over again. But once you get to this point right here, you could start editing pages, and I'll show you how to come back to that in a second because we're going to change this to yellow. But for right now, let's leave it white, and more or less, this is done, okay? What I'm going to do is save changes here. Okay, and then how to check it is just hit View Page. All right, I'm going to show you how nice this turned out. All right, view page over there. And here's a capture page. Oh, I put that background color in white. That's why. See this down here? Remember I was playing around with that background color? This is good that I'm making mistakes because I want to show you how to go back and forth. Okay, we need to change that. Here, this was in white. Remember filling your name and email? We're going to change that to yellow. But more or less, that's your box. That's your form box. All that air copy, right? Here's your image. Here's your form box with the transparency. Here's your ad copy on top. Here's your first name, email. There's your button, and then the We Hate Spam. All right. So we need to change a few things. How you do that? All right. We're gonna make sure you hit the backspace over there because don't X out of it, or else we're gonna go find it, which I'll show you how to do in a second. But since we're in the midst of editing this, we just want to kind of just backspace it. Backspace it. We need to make a few changes, right? All right, so first change was, let's find that yellow. Okay, there it is. Put your mouse over there, highlight it. We're going to change that to yellow. We're going to go to the text color. We're going to change that to yellow. Now you can see it. It's in yellow, right? And we need to change the background we put in white, right? This background color. See? That's the one on the right. I chose white where I shouldn't have. I should have hit the X. No color. See it? If I put my mouse over it, it says no color. So that's what I want. No color. So it's only going to show up on the black now. Right? But this page is done now. And I'm going to show you. But make sure, like I said, you're going to mostly use the bold, the italic, the underline, your font family, your font sizes, and your colors. Probably a little bit, some people may get into uploading images, but you could do that from here. But that's mostly what you're using on this, in this WYSIWYG, okay? I'm going to save the changes, of course. And I'm going to see how this page looks, okay? View the page. All right, now here it is, okay? Now you made those corrections. Same thing, we made this yellow, and we got rid of the background white, so it's showing up there. And there's your capture page. It's done, okay? So the thing you want to do now is determine if you're using this for one of our opportunities or you're using it for another opportunity which you need to redirect it to another sales presentation link. So you want to go back, all right? This is automatically set on Four Corners follow-up emails. So you want to go into settings here and you need to change wherever you're going to send the follow-up emails to. Okay, leave it on replace, but just change it. Now, if you have your own follow-ups that you made, yours will show up in here. If you have not made the follow-up emails yet for another opportunity or whatever, then you have to come back and reset this later, all right? And then put whatever sales presentation page you want that to go to if it's another company. If it's one you're using, say if you're only promoting Four Corners or National Wealth Center that you have preset in your personal info already, you don't need to put anything in here. You're all set to go. If you're using it for National Wealth Center, you have to change it to the PHP Rotator. Okay? If you're using it for Four Corners, you have to leave it on active. Okay? These are the two sales presentation pages we have in here for you. It's either active or PHP Rotator. That's it. That's all you have to do. If you're using it for another opportunity, another funnel, you have to change it for whatever one you're going to make. Whatever one you're going to make here. Okay? And then put in your URL where it directs to. All right? So this is done. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back to members area. All right? And now I'm going to show you a few things. We saved it, right? But let's go find it. All right? You always go to page, like I said, you could go, before we went into capture pages here, you could either do it capture pages here or page widgets here where it says my capture pages. Okay, my, that's the ones you made. It'll bring you to the same spot. Okay, here's the first one we made, here's the second. Let's make it our primary because we're going to use that there. Once you make it your primary, okay, it's going to show up here. Now, once again, right? Whatever autoresponder, if you want to visit it now, all right? But once you make it again, your primary, Once again, it's your main URL, extremelifestylesnetwork.com/your username. That's the one you're using. All right, I want to make that clear. Okay, once you make it your primary. And then once again, here's your four corners, here's your National Wealth Center free PHP rotator. These are your two sales presentation links. Okay, whatever one you're promoting, if you're just going to leave it promoting whatever you have it set here, you don't need to edit it again. Okay, if you need to make your own follow-ups or you're going to use one of ours, you need to make sure it's all set here. Just go back to edit, right? So we did this on the other capture page. And then your settings again, right? Hit the settings. Set your auto responders. If you're using Four Corners or National Wealth Center, it's R2s. If you are making your own, yours is going to show up here somewhere whenever you make it. And you can go to training videos up here, right there, and we'll show you how to make your own follow-up email messages, okay? Just watch that video, all right? But for demonstration purposes, we're going to use it for Four Corners, whatever it's set on. Actually, this system is set on, this system's set on Four Corners, so we're just going to use that for Four Corners. We're going to test that capture page. Go back to members area, and that's it. And that's basically it, guys. You're ready to go. You're ready to, get a tracking link going. You always want to track everything. Buy some traffic here. Make sure you buy some traffic and make your tracking link first. Then buy some traffic, and then you'll be able to see how this capture page performs. All right. So I hope this video helped. We'll see you on the next video. Bye for now.